believe one of the top number one skills in dating, if you had to work on one thing past, okay, fine, if I just make enough money so that I can finally prove that I'm worth it to her, right? Or if I can just get jacked enough to prove that I am a cool, a masculine, strong man, and I can walk around with muscles. And then when I stand in front of the girl, she's just going to be instantly down. The number one skill, strip away everything else, the money, the looks, the social status, the social proof, all of that. When you are face to face with a girl, the number one thing that you should work on in your dating game to get better results is the ability to sub-communicate a higher value and maintaining leverage in any given relationship between two people. Let me explain. So when you're in a negotiation with somebody about coming to a deal, or who's buying and selling, who has more leverage in this negotiation, who has a stronger point in this negotiation, typically people say it's the person who's more okay with walking away, because they can pretty much lay down whatever stipulation they want because they're completely fine walking away from this deal in general. We need to start thinking about things from this perspective, right? Now, granted, I believe one of the best strategies is the ability to go in and enter deals at scale and en masse, but at the same time not need them. Okay, so you're creating all of these relationships, but then you're gaining the upper hand and the leverage in the relationship. So these are things like not indicating that you're fully sold, that you already really like the girl, that you're needy, that you're eager, right? And then also, not validating, not being too eager, not being fully sold, qualifying her as opposed to her qualifying you. And what that means is you trying to sell yourself to her. Well, dang, she's hot. Okay, well, I have this cool watch and I have some money and like I'm actually really fit and all this stuff. And she can just sit there and just be like, cool. She can be chubby, not make a lot of money, but the fact that you're trying to sell yourself in and of itself is already a sub-communication of lower value, because you're qualifying to her, you're trying to sell to her, and you therefore have lower value, and you're not, and she's subconsciously going to pick up on these things and not be interested, right? So if you can enter into these interactions and into your relationships constantly maintaining higher leverage, and these are through things like leading, taking control, being dominant, being masculine, right? Being okay walking away, not being needy, not fully validating, taking long to respond, responding whenever you want, not texting her and, seeking her approval or asking her questions, or, hey, are you guys going to be there? Or what are you guys up to tonight? Are you guys doing anything? Like, let's, or tentatively asking for things. You always want to be sub-communicating and having in yourself that you're a higher value person. You have leverage in this relationship. So if you start believing something internally, it eventually will manifest itself. So if you believe you're higher value and that you have more leverage, you will start acting as such. Okay, and that is probably the number one skill. Strip away all the peripheral looks, money, status, how much muscles, how many friends, your social circle, right? You can be the coolest guy. I have a bunch of friends that are girls and like we go out to the club every day, but if you're going up and qualifying to a bunch of girls and trying to seek approval with them and seek rapport with them all the time, you're literally going to be repelling them, right? You have to always be sub-communicating a higher value. Again, through the things we talked about, not qualifying, not chasing. So you're flipping the script.